talking about two different types of beliefs, the limiting beliefs and the empowering ones. We're going to give you some examples.
Right, as Belu said, in the field of beliefs, we can mention two very different types of beliefs, right, as she said. Those which are limiting and hold us back, making us doubt our abilities and fear failure, and those which are empowering and give us confidence, fuel our growth, right, and push us to take on challenges, right? And addressing the importance of beliefs is key, because I know people might sometimes be let's say skeptic, right, about this, but addressing the importance of beliefs, we believe it is key, because the way we interpret success, setbacks, and opportunities is directly influenced by the beliefs we carry. Okay, and here we have included some examples of limiting beliefs and empowering beliefs, right? So limiting beliefs, well, for example, I'm not experienced enough to handle this, okay, right? And that's it, okay? There's no room for improvement. Or if students aren't engaged, I must be doing something wrong. Or I have to control every aspect of the classroom, right? On the other hand, examples of empowering beliefs: every challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow. I can adapt and seek support when necessary. We know that we teachers, right, need to support each other, right? And we always learn, right? We are always learning, right? Student engagement is a shared responsibility, okay? There's room for improvement when we have limiting beliefs, right? And remember that recognizing and challenging limiting beliefs while reinforcing empowering ones is essential for personal and professional growth, okay? Remember that the mind is a powerful tool. What we believe shapes what we achieve, okay? So don't forget that, okay? The power that our mind has on us, right? And of our beliefs, right? So now, right, that we have been talking about beliefs, right? Belly would like to share something related to
Yes, we're going to be talking about reframing now, but before that, we wanted to mention, Carol Dweck. We know that for the teachers that are part from our community, we always try to include some of her work. Carol Dweck is an American psychologist, and she talks about growth mindset and fixed mindset, and we believe that this is highly connected with this idea of limiting beliefs and empowering beliefs. Then we wanted to include Rafael Echeverria. He's a sociologist. Maybe you are familiar with all his work as well, from Chile. And Robert Dilts, he is a specialist in neuro-linguistic programming. He is from North America, okay? And we also wanted to, when we were preparing this talk, we said, I know, but we have to mention Stanislao Bachrach, because we've read so much about all his work and all his research as well about the brain and the beliefs as well, and the power of words and the power, this what you were saying, right? Like we should be like very careful with what we say to ourselves, about ourselves, So we wanted to include one of the one quote from an interview that he gave, and it's in Spanish, because he said, when we wanted to respect, of course, the Spanish this time, he said, el cerebro se basa en tu toma de decisiones. y en que vos te digas a vos misma, esto es verdad, esto es mentira, esto sucede, esto no sucede en tu sistema de creencias. El verbo más importante del ser humano es en qué estás creyendo. So if you believe that you can't, your brain will find lots of different arguments, logical and emotional arguments to show that you're right. So therefore, you won't be able to achieve it. So now, we wanted to share with you different techniques or tools that you may use in order to reframe your beliefs, in order to turn these limiting beliefs into empowering ones. And the first one we wanted to share with you is direct reframing. That it seems to be like quite simple, because the idea here is only to restate this negative belief in a more positive one, like actually changing, like literally, the words of what you're saying. Instead of saying, I'm not good at this, well, maybe you should try by saying, I'm still learning and improving. The second one is the perspective shift. So here the idea is to change the perspective, to change, to be able to see as the same situation, but from a different angle. So maybe, as she was saying before, when she was talking about students' engagement, imagine the situation, right? Well, you finished the lesson, you finished delivering a lesson, and you feel that it was a mess, that your students weren't engaged. Okay, but what if your students' engagement is not, we know that we are responsible for it, but it's not just about us, it's not like everything on us. There may be other factors that influence. So this idea of being able to see the same situation, but from a different point of view. And the last one that we wanted to share with you is the possibility or the ability of using these what-if questions, asking hypothetical questions to challenge your own assumptions, and therefore to explore different possibilities. So, if we want different results, but we keep on doing the same things, if we keep doing the same things, we will always get the same results, right? So what if we start asking ourselves if we could do things differently? If we could try different approaches, if we could try different activities. Now we're going to pass on to the second activity. We would like you to be able to reflect upon one of your limiting beliefs and to be able to reframe it. By using some of the examples that we have given you, the idea is the following. Choose one limiting belief that you have identified and reframe it into a more empowering one. So we would like you to write it down, actually. If you want, you can share it with us in the chat, but if not, well, this is for you. Write the original belief and the reframed one. Okay? We're going to devote 2 minutes, more or less, to do this activity. Here we included other examples, like the original belief, I have to be perfect in every lesson. I have to be perfect in every lesson. And the reframed one, I am constantly learning and mistakes help me improve.
And the importance of writing this down, right, Belu?
Yes.
I was thinking of my students sometimes when I ask them to copy something from the whiteboard, and sometimes they ask, but why do you have to write it? Sometimes I share things on Google Classroom or whatever, but sometimes I do make them write them down. And I tell them I always tell them that when you write down things, you are showing your brain that that is important, okay? It's like, right, reinforcing that, right? And when you write it down, you show, you show the brain that it is important. So that's why we are asking you to do it that way. Okay. Meanwhile, I will check the chat a bit.
Yes.
Okay. Wait, I need. Okay. Original belief. I have to know every word. Another original belief. I need more minutes to finish the topic. I used to shout, asking for silence. I didn't do it anymore. No result. Too much noise inside and outside. Or I have to be in control of every aspect. I can't control everything or everyone, but I can control how I react. Right, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely, right. Original belief, I need to engage every student for a perfect class, right? Perfect, right? It's so difficult, right?
Actually impossible.
Do we also want perfect students, right? So, right? They don't need a perfect teacher, right? They need a teacher who can learn.
Okay, well, we invite you to keep on thinking upon this. G, why don't we move on to this part now?